It's safe to say that most of us enjoy nothing more than a beautiful beach day, a warm breeze, white sand, and a blue ocean. However, there is a threat to this relaxing experience. Our oceans are facing a crisis called coral bleaching. According to Mike and Scott and Rebecca Lindsay, who are authors for the NOAA's Climate Watch, estimated in 2018 that 30% of the world's oceans have already died as a result of the bleaching process. And unfortunately, this doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. As we discuss the significance of coral bleaching, I hope to create a more thorough understanding of climate change's devastating impacts on the world around us. To better understand the effects of coral bleaching, we must understand what it is and where it originated. There's a common misconception that coral reefs are aquatic plants, but this is untrue. Coral is an animal that normally exists in a symbiotic relationship with algae. In other words, these two organisms rely on each other for survival. The process of coral bleaching disrupts this peace. The algae are expelled away from coral in times of stress, leaving the coral stripped of its color and initiating the decaying process. The picture behind me shows this. It was taken by Brett Monroe Gardner in 2017 of the Great Barrier Reef, which is off of the coast of Australia. Over time, this issue has grown, and it is not a coincidence as climate change becomes more prevalent in the world around us that coral bleaching does as well. So what is it specifically about climate change that endangers these reefs? Well, global warming plays a huge role in this. While we as humans often enjoy a nice warm day, coral reefs feel differently. They respond much different to heat than we do. In 2020, Lauren Hancock with the World Wildlife Fund noted that even a mere 2-degree increase in Fahrenheit can initiate the bleaching process. This increase in temperature sends the coral reef into distress, causing them to expel the algae away from them in order to prevent further tissue damage. Climate change has also led to higher sea levels. In 2020, the Royal Society estimated that sea levels have increased 3.6 millimeters or 0.14 inches per year based on information recorded over the past decade. Higher sea levels can increase sedimentation, which is bad news for reefs located close to land. This runoff can actually smother the coral and send it into a state of distress. Global warming and rising sea levels are subsets of climate change. As these issues continue to grow, the reefs will continue to pay the price. Now that we understand why coral bleaching exists, let's discuss its effects. As corals die off, many aspects of our world will be affected. In 2021, the Nature Conservancy explained in an article that coral bleaching leads to decreased coral growth rates and reproduction rates, while increasing disease susceptibility and mortality rates. In short, this means many bleach reefs will die. The loss of coral reefs will devastate the world. They provide shelter to aquatic species, they hold cultural significance for many different island communities, and possess different compounds that we use in modern medicine to treat conditions like cancer and heart disease. These are just a few of the impacts we will face as the world's reefs continue to die. Science Daily also noted in a 2017 article that it takes a minimum of 5 years for a reef to recover from bleaching. Unfortunately, many reefs do not regain health and often die. It is projected that in that same article that by 2070, 75% of the world's reefs will be bleached. And this number is assuming that the emission reduction pledges are met through the Paris Agreement, which we cannot guarantee will be met. Based on numbers alone, we can see that coral bleaching is a crisis. Now that we understand the significance of coral reefs and how they are endangered due to coral bleaching, we can establish a deeper understanding of climate change as a whole. Current issues like global warming and rising sea levels have the ability to change the world as we know it. So the next time you head to the beach, be aware of how the ocean you swim and play in is changing below the surface.